How many are there, Bowles? Hang on, how the hell do you know what? Bowles! Frank, what are you doing? No, put it down! Frank, what the hell? Quick! It's clear! Get your ass in here!
It's some piece of work, Frankie. Look, Paul is someone like you.
Stop flirting with a hired help, Harley.
Don't worry, sweetie. You know we only have eyes for you.
Did you hear that, Max? Sounds like Frankie's looking up just fine. Another valuable...
What I will say this game kind of gave me in a humorous way was the idea that, okay, so Batman's famous for jumping out of, well, ducks in high places and stuff, which means every annoying little thing he has to do in this game, every little shimmy he has to do, every little crawl through duct he has to do, technically happens in the comic books. And just the mental image of Batman, the comic book Batman, the badass, punches supervillains to near death and saves the planet multiple occasions, him crawling through ducks never doesn't amuse me. It's just a fun little idea in my book.
Well, I think the thing I sort of have always loved about Batman is his ability to Batman, to appear someplace very suddenly and just scare the crap out of everyone. Yeah. And I think that's what's funny is when you think about the logistics of doing that, it probably does involve a lot of ductwork, yeah. As it were. Which is why it's always fun to glide down on these guys.
Multiple security breaches on level B.
It is a nice cinematic. Okay, so we're coming up on it here. This is one of the environmental analyses for the asylum, essentially. And I'm not going to lie, the chances of us getting all of them are low. They're pretty well hidden, as best I remember. At least when I played this game for my own enjoyment, I couldn't come and find them all. I'll try and get them all, but...
I think you may have to go back and get the other one because it was too small.
Maybe.
He's here!
Beat these guys first.
It's always fun to beat them up. So the thing that we're sort of starting to get at when we talk about Oracle and when we talk about the other Batgirls is the Bat family, which is sort of an interesting difference between, and I think until we have the Robin DLC in Arkham City, we really don't see the entirety of the Bat family.
No, we don't. Again, wonderfully getting ahead of ourselves. It's like the Brutal Legend game all over again, guys. I'll try to avoid talking about things before they happen.
I'm sorry.
Woohoo!
Whoa!
My favorite little glitch in the game.
Oh, that's always fun. I like how we can just... I don't think it's a glitch. I think he's just cool like that.
Maybe. Most of them giving you more time to talk.
Well, the thing about there are tons of Robins, including so Stephanie Brown is interesting because she died as a Robin and then came back as Batgirl.
Explain that one.
So there are two main Robin deaths that you can always sort of jump to, which is the one which was Joker killing Jason Todd. Which we'll talk about another time because I have a huge rant about that. But Stephanie Brown was tortured by Black Mask, the mobster, who is also a supervillain. And it's funny in Batman because there are both mobsters, like the Falcones/Falcones, depending on how Italian you want to be about it, they're bad guys, but they're not masked. And the thing about Black Mask is that he's sort of our go-to crazy gangster.
Well, he's kind of a super gangster in some weird ways. He'll play with the freaks, which is a rule that the other guys seem
The other guys are kind of... The thing that Nolan Dark Knight did really well was sort of show how the gangsters are really uncomfortable with all the masked guys, which I think is a really accurate way to do the universe and build the universe.
Alright, so we're back here with this.
Yeah. It's too small. Come on, friend. There we go. Let's hear some deciphered messages.
I am the spirit of Amadeus Arkham. Through my actions, I have saved this cursed city, though my own curse is to forever remain in the shadows. My story is carved into the very soul of Arkham, and will only be revealed to those dedicated enough to discover it.
So like I was saying, maybe we're dedicated enough, maybe we won't be, but thankfully we have the Walking Batman Encyclopedia on mic. So Lil, Arkham.
Arkham.
You don't have
Oh no. Oh, that's rude.
Okay, boss says no one gets past.
There's a big motif in this game of Batman not making it in time to save these people.
Yes, yes there is.
Oh, poor Bats. He beats himself about everyone, man. Everyone.
Does he?
Joker's men have taken control of the cell block transfer corridor.
That's not good. I patched into a guard radio. It sounds like Joker's crew have got their hands on weapons.
I know.
Yes, they just shot at me.
Yep.
Tunnel's vision mode to isolate armed henchmen. The direct approach is suicide. I need to be smart. Find it difficult.
Really?
There you go. Just go sneaky, sneaky.
No, can you with these guys?
I feel like that's your only option because they're covered. Quiet, quiet takedown. Oh look, there's that alcohol sample again. Nailed it.
How convenient. So Arkham.
So yeah, so Arkham is, and this goes back to your question about how it being this high tech and prisony, is that Arkham was, and this is the Arkham Asylum that Grant Morrison did. The idea there is that it's sort of based on the Lovecraftian Arkham, which is very gothic and awesome. But it's always depending, and there's different.
Oh, good. Our friendly neighborhood rodent is on his way. You need to set a trap. Oh, look who it is. Are your pointy ears burning? I suppose
Oh,
I better
jokey.
warn my boys you're on the way. Nice surprise.
So usually the way that the Arkham origin gets set up,
Attention.
to avoid a
We have an
pun.
escaped patient. Dresses like a bat. Oh, what an idiot. Should be considered cartooned and dangerous. Stop him before he gets someone hurt. Really, it's for his own good.
So that takes us back to the Grant Morrison Arkham Asylum, which is that idea that there are lots of different kinds of crazy, and Batman is definitely a kind of crazy.
Just a man who likes to dress up.
But what usually happens is you have an Arkham, either Jonathan or Amadeus or any number of them, that lives in a really beautiful house, sort of castle-like on an island. And either they go crazy or some crazy person comes in and hurts their family and then they go crazy. They're so scared.
They are.
I mean, these are my favorite Batman moments because this is really what Batman's about, is that criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot and deserve to be piss terrified whenever he's around. But the Grant Morrison version of the story is this Victorian, I believe it's Victorian era, doctor who is obsessed with helping the criminally insane. He believes that insanity can be cured and managed just like Batman, to be fair.
Spread out.
He could be anywhere.
Then keep your eyes open. Now move.
Oh, interchangeable shirtless inmates. I'm so sorry you have to get knocked out. Not really. And Arkham lives with his family and his little girl and his wife. And one of the people that he tries to help ends up breaking into his house and
His name's Mad Dog or something, right?
Yep, Mad Dog. Breaks into his house and depending on how you want to read it, he either just kills the family but possibly rapes both wife and daughter and does horrible things to their bodies. And then Arkham goes a little loopy, as one has been known to do.
I'm sorry, Batman's the story of a dude who dresses up as a bat because some guy shot his mom and dad in an alley. A little loopy is this thing's bread and butter.
Yes, and I think that's one of the really strong elements of the Morrison Arkham Asylum, which this game borrows very heavily from.
I'm just playing with you. You'll see.
Oh yes, greats. Yay. Is that the idea is that the line between sane and insane is very, very fine. It's a motif that sort of sits in the Batman universe basically since Joker showed up, when he was based on Conrad V. That is not Joker. That is a dude dressed like Joker.
Joker must have figured out how I was tracking Gordon. Officer Bowles' trail stops here.
Put a smile on his face.
Yep.
There we go. So for those who are going to play this game after this, most of you have already hopefully played it. There's a couple things that, at least in my book, are most important to upgrade, and it's the inverted takedown and health. Everything else you can get around with ever not
I didn't realize you don't start with the inverted takedown. I don't know how I didn't remember that. That's why I was so confused when you were just sitting there. I was like, can't you inverted takedown him?
Yes, it is I, Edward Nigma, the Riddler. And more importantly, your intellectual...
Fuck you, Nigma.
My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications. My goal is simple. You complete a series of amusingly taxing challenges and, well, you'll see. Ready for your first
Not
one?
worth it.
Good. But be careful. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait. So you did it. Well done.
You made a pun.
Work that one out, let alone the world's greatest detective.
For the world's greatest detective, I sure do spend a lot of time beating dudes within an inch of their life with my fists like a common thug. Just saying.
It's true. One of the big problems in writing.
Bowles came walking in telling everyone to cover the front entrance. Said something about Joker's army coming through the main gate. 2 of my guys moved to the exit, and Frank shot him dead. They never stood a chance.
Was Bowles alone?
Thought he was. Then I saw Harley Quinn. She was surrounded by Black Gate prisoners. They were just killing everyone in the room. I had no choice. I got in here, locked the door. I could see it on the security feed. They had someone with them. It looked like the commissioner.
Bowles is dead. They carried on without him. Must have outlived his usefulness.
Good. He was scum.
Scum. That's what we were saying beforehand? Oh, Batman beating guys within an inch of his life, because...
Oh, yeah, well, because, I mean, it is very hard to do a Batman video game that doesn't... Oh, that's about the journalist. That
What?
The Joker Riddler is about the journalist, right? I don't know where it is. I love how, like... In this one, they sort of tell you that there might be one around as opposed to just looking for stuff. Oh, there it is. If you can find the feed, that's where it is.
Breaking news in the Gotham Bay. We're getting reports of an armed siege on Arkham Island. 2 minutes ago, Joker broadcast to all news channels this chilling message.
Greetings, Gotham. This is the voice of your
What do I do with this?
master. Oh, hang on. Let's get to
You
this.
scan it, I think.
Joker here. I'm in control of Arkham Island, and you can all consider it out of bounds. If I see any lawmen, vigilantes, or do-gooders in tights coming this way, I'll start detonating random bombs around the city. Was it me? A kindergarten?
Batman fist
so
punching.
Batman loves. I think that's the main problem is that he can be, when written well, be the world's greatest detective. You know, he does do forensics. He does develop really interesting theories and solve crimes. In Long Halloween, he figures out this very loopy serial killer situation and does a very good job.
I thought that was Holiday. Or that's Long Halloween's the Scarecrow story and stuff like that.
Well, warning for anybody. You're going to get spoilers from the comics while you're here, guys. I'm sorry. But cover your ears for about 30 seconds. So the Holiday Killer actually turns out to be Two-Face's wife.
Yeah. And that was in, that wasn't Long Halloween. That was something else.
That's on Halloween.
Long Halloween's a collection of short stories, I think.
Well, it's a series of single issues that's a full graphic novel.
I have some misnamed books then.
Huh. I wouldn't be surprised.
Sorry to interrupt for a second. So this is the traditional Arkham Asylum, the building block that the rest of the prison-style system has been based off of. It is as old as time in some regards, and at one point, as Lil mentioned, was a quite intricate, fancy house.
Yeah, so and
now
I think
it's been militarized up.
Well, I think you can see that really beautifully here. Is that it looks like the Arkham Asylum from Lovecraft, which it's very blatantly stolen from. But let's not fight it. It's fine. And this is where we sort of start to open up out into open world game in an interesting way.
Or this one, unfortunately, fails at it. At least in my mind.
Harley tells me that the Batman's car is still parked just outside of the intensive treatment building. Now, we can't just have him up and leave us, can we?
I heard what happened on the news. Thought you bringing Joker back here was a good thing.
So did I. Stay here while I deal with this.
Take patient interview. Subject has no recorded name, alias.
Oh, come on. I love the tapes.
I thought it would play after I got it running.
Oracle, disable the Batmobile's countermeasure system.
I saw the alert. What's wrong? Where are you?
I'm outside the Arkham Mansion. Harley Quinn probably triggered the alarm. If she's still got Gordon with her, he could get hurt.
Okay, done. The Batmobile is still parked up outside the intensive treatment building in Arkham North. I sent you the schematics for the entire island. I've marked key locations like your car.
Thanks, Oracle.
Time to go save Gordon. Woo! Protect your car!
Something like that.